What's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome back to our live stream. So hopefully y'all are doing well today. We're back on the charts again today. Last day of the week for our stream. Had a nice little move yesterday, honestly. So if y'all got into that, nice job. We actually had a nice little move up, and then we came down, and you could have technically took this down trade too. So either way, nice little move. If you're watching the stream, we were talking about it pumping. Didn't expect it to pump like this, but we were talking about that little pump, and we ended up getting it. So traded up, we hit our target, and then kept going all the way up to a little past 90. So pretty nice little trade there. Yeah, like I said, if y'all were in it, nice job. Let me know in the comments if you took that one. Or in the, I guess, in the chat, because we're live. But yeah, we got a recap coming out talking about that, so check that out at 10. It'll be a video made by Spirit Maker, so he's always good at TA. He goes over the yeah, just the trade, basically what happened yesterday, the TA, the what's Battle Box said, stuff like that. So check him out. He always leaves little tidbits of information too. So if you're looking to just learn more about what we do and just how we do it, check that out. It's a good watch. Looks like we got Spirit Maker here today. Got Terry Gross is here today. So welcome to y'all. Thanks for joining our live stream. Should be a good time here. But yeah, gonna jump in. Spirit Maker's in it to win it. Looks like we already got a little bit of a pop today, so we'll have to kind of set up our levels and see what it's looking like today. See what kind of trades we can jump into, see if it's gonna go up, see if it's gonna go down, that kind of thing. We'll have to jump into the charts, get our Battle Box DMR set up, and yeah, see what's going on. So we're just gonna do the normal today. Just getting ready. Got my cold brew again today. Pretty good. Just still Texas pecan, just a normal, you know, the best one. Always gotta go back to the classic. But yeah, we'll jump in here, get started. So I'm gonna head on over to my GPT here, and we'll just generate our daily BTC. Alright, so we got to get our different screenshots. We get volume profiles. We got to get our 30-minute candle, and then the last but not least, we got to get some of those different screenshots of the like the news, the book map. We got to get our screenshot for the Fear and Greed as well. So all of those different things, go ahead and grab those and see what we got here. So I'm popping open book map right now. There we go. So if you guys haven't ever used book map before, this is what it kind of looks like. There's actually a free version. You can go ahead and check them out on their website. They do have a paid version as well. The paid version is better, gives you a little more accurate readings and stuff. But essentially what book map does is it reads the order book, and then basically just marks out where the orders are, or where the liquidity is. And so as we kind of zoom out a little bit, you can see we got different levels. So anything yellow is going to be more orders, and then red's going to be like a ton of orders. You can see, well, you can't actually see it, but up at the top they have a little like graph that shows you. But essentially a lot of the orders right now are pretty close to price action right here. If we zoom in, we got a little bit above, a little bit below. That's pretty typical. Whenever you see price action like this, you'll see orders either way. What we're looking for is really like one above or below. Don't really have that, so it's really not that interesting today, honestly. Like we don't really have anything going on here, so we'll just go ahead and grab our screenshot and be done with it for today. I'm just gonna screenshot the whole screen there, and we'll head back to our GPT here and throw it in. Next, we're gonna grab our different indicator, or a different I guess indicators, online indicators. So we're gonna grab the cryptocraft.com. We're gonna go here. This is our news source basically for crypto. It kind of tells us what news we got, what what news is important, what news is not important, that kind of thing. So once you get it open, it'll have the different impacts here on the middle with the little like spaceships with different colors. Yellow is going to be your low one, red's going to be your high, and then orange is your middle. If you have a hard time telling the difference, you can hover over them and they will come up eventually with the with like what they are. So red's high impact, yellow is low impact. Looks like today we got one high impact at 7:30, so it already happened. Should be about over with right now. That could have been what punked us a little bit this morning. Could have been, who knows. And then we have two tentative ones today. Tentative, I don't know why it doesn't say it on here, but it's because of the government shutdown still is I guess still affecting it, because essentially tentative just means they don't know when it's going to be yet, or they're trying to like reschedule it or whatever. It's subject to like change, or just total like dropping it or whatever. I don't know. But we don't have to worry about those too much because they are yellow. So really just the one this morning that we have to worry about, and that's already over with. So nothing news wise today, but we'll go ahead and get that screenshot anyways. Get that screenshot, drop it into our battle box here, and then we'll go for the next one. So for the next one, we're going to get that fear and greed index. So go ahead and type fear and greed index into Google or your search engine of choice, and then you'll just want to open up CoinMarketCap. This is the indicator that we use for finding the fear and greed. But today we're looking at a 22 on the fear side. We got 25 fear yesterday. So this is actually a little out of date, I think. Weird. I think 22 was yesterday. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure 22 is yesterday. Maybe it went up. Maybe it was 22 and then went up to 25 and then dropped back down. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's what it was. I just remembered it being 22 recently, but maybe that's what it was. It was 22 and then 25 on Wednesday and then 22 again today. But whatever the case, we are still in that fear side. We're kind of bouncing around, it looks like, around here. We tried to actually break back up to the mean, and it ended up not working out for us too great. So right now we're kind of just sitting there in that fear section and still haven't really decided which way we're going to go, I guess. With fear and greed, I guess it kind of depends on the chart as well. So we are still in that fear section. Could drop to the extreme fear if we see another drop here in the market, but only time will tell. All right, those are the 3 screenshots that we're going to need for right now, at least for the optional section. So we'll head to the charts section now, head to trade and view, and kind of go through the different things here. So start off with that 4 hour. We're going to zoom out a little bit. It looks like we're about to hit that 200, just a little interesting thing there. Go ahead and turn off our FRPP levels so you get a nice clean chart. We're going to zoom out a little bit and then auto it all. And autoing just makes it so it's nice and easy to read, especially for the battle box there. So we can go ahead and send our screenshots in and not have to worry about them not being great. And we'll just get a screenshot. I actually learned something yesterday, interesting way to get a screenshot. So if you, instead of doing the Windows key Shift and S, you can actually just hit Control Shift S, and it will copy the picture of the chart, and you can just put it into your AI, just like this. Has a little trade and view thing at the bottom, and then just this nice chart layout. So nice little way to do it. That's the way I like to do it now. So found it out by accident yesterday. Amazing what you can find out sometimes. Just gonna grab all 4 of these here. This part's just a little more tedious than hard, really. You're just kind of grabbing the screenshot, throwing it into your thing there. And once we got all 4, now we can move on to the volume profiles. So these are pretty easy as well. Basically, we're going to use a tool to find some support and resistance, and then all we have to do is just kind of input them into the GPT. So we're actually going to start off at the GPT here. We're going to type a couple of things here, starting with FRVP. Go down a couple of lines. We'll go to 24-hour will be our first one, and we're going to have a volume area high, point of control, and a volume area low level for the 24-hour. Then we'll do the morning. Same thing, volume area high, point of control, and volume area low. And then we'll do as the weekly as well. And we get this on Monday, so if you didn't catch that, you'll want to catch us next week for the weekly levels here. We will throw them in here so you'll get to see them. You can pause the video and take them out here if you want. But if you really want the true weeklies, like right away, you'll want to catch us on Monday. Sorry, not on Monday stream, on our Tuesday stream. We stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 a.m. So check us out every day. You want to hit that like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you want to stay up to date with our streams. After we get this weekly here, though, the last thing we'll throw in here is the 30-minute candle. 30-minute candle. We got the high and the low. And now that we got these here, all of them are in there. Now all we have to do is just get them from our charts and just input them in here. Once we get them from our charts, it's just a little tedious to throw them in here, but you know, that's how it is. We do actually have a automated system coming out, so you just click a button. All of this basically just happens. You don't have to do any of this. It will be paid, but it's well worth the price. Nice and easy. It'll have a couple more features too on top of that. It's just, that's one of the main things is, yes, it is auto. So you literally click a button and then boom, you got your DMR or anything like that. All right, we'll start off with our head into the 1 hour, and we'll grab our tool. So our tool is going to be over here on the left. Further across there, down 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on that over button and go to fixed range volume profile. It'll be down here in this volume based section. Click on that, and then we're going to go 12 UTC to 12 UTC. My chart is actually -6 UTC here in Texas. So what I'm going to do is go 6 to 6 instead of 12 to 12. So starting at 6 yesterday, so yesterday being Wednesday, to 6 o'clock today, and then we can throw our lines on there. I already have them on here. If you don't already have your FRVP levels, you can go ahead and make your own. It's pretty simple. You just hit Alt J. That'll be the same line that I have on here, and then you can go ahead and click on it, go to settings, and change it to whatever style, whatever text you want. Yeah, essentially you can even change what charts, what time frames it shows up on, stuff like that. We do have a video covering how to use the settings and stuff to make your lines like look nice on your charts and stuff like that. So check that out, as well as using them in the object tree. But for now, we got our different lines on there already, so we'll just drag and drop. Our volume area high is going to go on this red line here. Volume area low will go on the blue line, and then the POC or point of control is going to go on the yellow line there. Once we get those three on, that's really it. You just kind of line them up decently. They don't have to be ultra close, just close enough, because all we're trying to do here is just get some support and resistance levels, which if you've seen the stream before, you know we always talk about this. They're zones, so as long as you're pretty close to the line, matching the line that was on your tool here, then you'll be pretty close to where the support and resistance zone actually is. So we'll throw them up there, and then we're going to go ahead and move this tool around a little bit. So we're actually going to grab the back, and we're going to move it from 12 to 8 UTC. So 8 UTC in the morning will be 2 for me. So we'll go ahead and put ours from 2 to 6 for us here in Texas, and then we're going to go ahead and throw on our 3 morning levels, and I'm going to turn off my 24-hour ones for right now. And then it's the same thing, we just drag and drop. So volume area high is red, point of control is yellow, and volume area low is blue. There we go. And once we have them on there, all you gotta do is just make sure they're sort of lined up, and then you should be good there as well. If you do need to get the weekly ones, still it's the same process. You'll grab that tool. You head to the weekly chart first, grab that tool, and then you're actually just gonna double click on the previous candle. So if this were the weekly, we just use this candle here, and then you should end up with some weekly levels. A little higher than price action, something like this, but that's kind of the levels. And you can see they're pretty important too, because we did run into them like right here. We kind of fought over it right there before he fell out. Almost pretty much hit it this morning, really. So kind of crazy. Levels are respected, but that's how you do it. So if you don't already have it, that's how you're gonna grab it right there. But for us, we already have them on there, so we're just going to go ahead and turn on the rest of our lines, because this is the easiest to do when they're all on there like that. And you can actually go about this 2 different ways. So there's one first way, not the way I would recommend, but you can click on the line and then click on settings and go to coordinates tab and grab the coordinates out of here. And that works just fine. You can just go between each line and grab the coordinates. But the easier way that I found to do it is I have all of mine set up in the object tree over here. So you can see I have my FRVP levels, and then all of them are kind of lined up just like I wrote them onto my AI GPT here on the battle box. So all I have to do is just double click on them and grab the coordinates out of there. It makes it super easy to do. So we'll hit our coordinates, grab them, and head back to our GPT and start kind of throwing them in here. So got the volume area high, get the POC, and the volume area low, and that's all the 24-hour ones. And you can see that it's not too hard. Once you already opened it up, it always goes to coordinates tab. So all you have to do is just open it each time, copy it, and then go back to your GPT there and paste it in there in the right section. But it does take a little bit of time to kind of go back and forth, just time consuming, but that's kind of how it is. So go ahead and throw our lines on there, back and forth, back and forth. And these are the weekly levels, so if you'd like our weekly levels, like I said, just go ahead and pause it right now and you can get those 3 different weekly levels with the volume area high, the point of control, and the volume area low. And then yeah, that's it. If you want those, there they are. Next we're going to grab that 30-minute candle, so head to that 30-minute range here on Trading View, 30 minutes. And we are going to grab the 6:30 candle, so that'll be this one right here before we broke through the 200 here on the 30 minutes. So we'll hover over it, and you can either grab your high and low from the top of here on your chart. And there's a little H and a little L, that'd be your high and your low. It's right in between the open and the close as well, so you can grab it there, or you can go over here in Object Tree, click on Data Window, and then you can go to high and low right there. That's personally where I like to grab it from. It's just bigger, easier to see. So we got 87,396 is our high. 87,396. And then we got our low at 87,068. And it's easy as that. We got our DMR all ready to go, so all we have to do is just hit send. It'll go ahead and make us a DMR, and we can see what we got for today, see what's going on. And for some reason right now we are having an issue where it really wants like this one screenshot of something. We're trying to fix it. We don't know why it's doing this, so all you actually have to do is just basically bypass it. So I am going to actually add one extra thing to our screenshot list here, and I'm going to open up Trade View, and we have an indicator here with our 4-hour supply and demand and our 1-hour supply and demand, and you can see they kind of line up pretty well with our volume area high, our point of control, stuff like that. So basically though, we've set up the AI to be able to read this kind of thing, so all you have to do is just grab this little chart out of the corner. We haven't released this indicator yet, but it will be out sometime in the future, so keep an eye out for that. Just a little extra thing to add to the battle box, helps it out. But yeah, let's say the 15-minute chart was in one of the previous screenshots. Actually, we should probably say the 15-minute and the 5-minute. Alright, see if it answers this for us. If it works, it'll just make us a DMR. Recently, yeah, like I said, recently it's been kind of screwed up, so it keeps like wanting random like 15-minute levels and stuff. But if you just tell it, like send it what we send here in the live, and then you just tell it, you know, like, hey, I already sent the levels or whatever, and then it should just run it for you. Sometimes you gotta fight with it for whatever reason. It's just, I don't know, it's just being kind of weird. It's gonna take a little bit today. Hopefully this means that it's actually doing the DMR though. It's alright though. Well, Christmas is coming up soon. Next couple weeks. We probably will actually. I don't know what day is Christmas on. We're gonna have to. It's on a Tuesday or something. I might actually be skipping that day for the stream. Here, I'm gonna check real fast. Calendar. Christmas is next Thursday. Wow, okay, I didn't realize it's coming up so fast. Yeah, so if it is next Thursday, then we'll probably be skipping the stream next Thursday. Well, skipping, we won't be on the stream next Thursday. Better time to spend with your family and hang out and stuff like that. You know, nobody wants to come and watch a stream on Christmas Day. You gotta be hanging out with the family, enjoying your Christmas time. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta enjoy the freedom that trading brings, you know. Alright, we got our DMR here. So starting off, we got the different time frames here with some TA, got some different sentiment screenshots. So where the fear and greed index essentially was, different levels, trade strategy outlook, so things to watch for as you're trading, news events, so the different news that we were talking about that could affect the market, execution considerations, things to look for as you're thinking about jumping in, and then we got the weekly zone that we threw in there as well. And then last but not least, the EMA levels that you can throw into your charts if you so desire. But we're going to start off with the different market summary here. These are just 4 different time frames, so we'll kind of run through them, run through some TA, and then we'll kind of see what kind of trades we can do, and that'll really be it for the stream. So we'll pop open our 4-hour chart right now and start with that one. So to the 4-hour, I was gonna take off those weekly ones, but I think I'll leave them on because they're pretty relevant right now. So we'll go ahead and leave those on for now and start off with this 4-hour screenshot here, or 4-hour chart, I guess, not really a screenshot. So the battle box says we are still in a broader high time frame corrective downtrend. But today's printed a strong impulsive green candle off the 4-hour demand, sitting at that bottom level here, the 24-hour volume weighted low. So we broke off that 24-hour, or off that 4-hour demand, and then now we're into that high time frame MA cluster. So this MA cluster right here. The momentum and MACD are turning up from deeply negative, suggesting a short covering squeeze rather than a clean trend reversal. Alright, so essentially we're getting that breakdown. We are still below the 200, above the 21, so we're in that neutral zone, right? That we always talk about. Typically, you know, if you're above the 21, below the 200, you're in the neutral zone. If you're above both of them, you're in the bullish. Below both of them, you're in bearish. That's kind of our simple rule of thumb here. So right now we are in that neutral zone, like I said. MACD is showing a little bit of momentum here as we get that breakup. RSI as well is getting that momentum upwards. Honestly, we weren't that low on the RSI, about 50% into the oversold type range. We still had a lot of room really to continue down before we break up. We got let's see, we got stoaches down here all the way at the top. Not a big deal. If you've been watching us for a while, you know we don't really use stoaches on the longer time frames like this. just find that they're not super accurate on this kind of thing, so on a higher time frame like this, so that's kind of the dealio with that. Let's see, we got not really any pattern forming. It's really kind of ugly, kind of broke out of it maybe. We are kind of flipping our downtrend in a way as well. I believe, yeah. So that's kind of that was our downtrend right there, and we kind of broke it yesterday. So we're kind of sitting up, or early this morning, I guess, and now we're kind of sitting above it. Battle Box is basically calling that this is just a little short upper move before we continue down even farther. We're not making any kind of pattern that really says that's what we're gonna do. If you zoom out a little bit, we are in a sort of wedge type pattern, so coming down, now we're kind of forming something like this, you know. So nothing crazy. You could even use the 200 and say, hey, you know, we're in this 200 kind of wedge forming pattern. So typically these could break out either way, I think is what this one is. It might still, well, it's kind of still looks like a bullish pendant more, so it is still a downside technically. So if we run the full target here, see what the pull is, we're looking at 60,000. Will we get down there? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's the pattern there. There's somewhere downrim for sure. 60,000 target. I don't know. That's pretty far. Maybe. We'll see. That'd be kind of crazy. But we'll see what happens here with the chart. So moving on, we'll head to that 1 hour here. 1 hour is a 1 hour. We have an aggressive vertical push from 87k into and through the 1 hour and 4 hour support at 87,406 to 87,700. Price is now pressing above the local MA stack, and with the RSI and Stochastic pinned high, bullish intraday trade, still short term but overextended. So essentially, we got that break off of the MA cluster here. We're running right into that 200 as of right now. We got Stochas getting topped out here. The yellow's still got a decent amount of room to run. That's typically what you're kind of watching as the chart kind of goes on, because once you see that yellow get closer to this top section, that's when you know we're about to turn. As you can kind of see here, we actually broke out here, and then we returned back, and then it came down. Once we broke out, we returned right back. That doesn't always break out like that, but typically you see it a little bit closer to that other line. So could this be the end right here, and kind of that's the end of the uptrend? Maybe. We'll see. We got to see that yellow start to curl and go down. Stochas are telling us we're topped out, but again, it's the higher time frame, so Stochas aren't super relevant here. MACD's also fired quite a few momentum. I guess his histogram momentum here has been bullish for quite a while, so we're not looking to continue that too much farther probably before we see a reversal. So 1 hour is calling for well, it's not really calling for a reversal yet, but it is getting in the zone where it could call for a reversal here pretty soon. 4 hour more than likely is going to wait a second before it lines up with that, and then we'll see that downtrend here. So moving on to the not 30, heading on to the 15 minute. We are above the 21 and the 200, just FYI on this chart. The other two we have been in the middle, so neutral on the long time frames, just based on that. Looking at the 15 minute, the Battle Box says we have a clear breakout through the descending trend line and former supply zone. Candles are extended above the 21 MA, with momentum bars expanding. Structure is trending up but stretched, with first signs of a small upper wicks near the spike high. So we're seeing a little bit of a fall off here. As you can see, all these wicks here at the top are telling us that some of the sellers are starting to come in and push the bulls back. We're seeing some resistance here at that 88.8 level, kind of down into the 24-hour volume area low where we're kind of sitting right now. You're seeing a little bit of loss of momentum here on the bull side for the MACD. RSI is kind of flattening here on the overbought range as well, and the stoaches, which are relevant on this time frame, are telling us that we're looking to drop down here. So we're looking like we're going to get a little bit more than a pullback. We'll see if we break that 21. If we do, then we'll probably end up retracing back to the volume area low here near the 200 here. So I'm kind of confirming that we're going to get that breakdown like the 1 hour was kind of calling for. Will it be huge? We'll see. We got to kind of break down below our level, retest it, and that's where we know, hey, you know, we're going to continue down here. So we'll see, especially if we get that break of the volume area low and the retest, boom, that's what we're going to be looking for. That's kind of what I'm thinking for right now. All right, we'll head to the 5 minute, last but not least. So the 5 minute, the battle box says we have a strong impulsive leg followed by a small consolidation under 89k. As the 5 minute 21 EMA chases price, local oscillators are rolling off extremely overbought. Micro time frame cooling with a strong up impulse. Wow, that was a lot. So the one thing with the 5 minute is the screenshot that we took for the 5 minute is going to be a little bit behind. So the battle box is running off of that screenshot. So some of the information it gives is going to be a little bit behind just because we've had like 2 or 3 candles since that since we sent that screenshot in. It really just depends on how long it takes you to do the DMR, honestly. But if you really cared a ton, I guess you could like send the 4 time frame screenshots last, and then you'd have more up-to-date data like right whenever you checked it. But honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You're gonna have to learn how to read the charts anyways, so you're gonna want to be able to read the charts for yourself. You don't want the battle box to kind of read them for you. It's helpful to have the extra information, the extra set of eyes, but it's not really it's not what you want to like lean on, you know. So and again, the battle box and us are only here for educational purposes only. We're not here for financial advice. So if you would like financial advice, make sure you talk to a financial advisor. But yeah, for us here, we're looking pretty bearish right now, honestly. Stoaches are actually bottomed out, which is kind of weird. We do have a lot of room though on the 15 stoaches, I believe. Yep, decent amount of room. So RSI could continue down, and we'll see that 15 minute kind of play out on the stoaches, slowly bring us down. The MACD is just starting to fire to the downside. We're getting that cross below the 21 right now as we speak, so we can see that close and then that breakdown. That will come down to that 200 if we see that breakdown there. And like we said, we're looking for that 200 break and retest on the 15 minute. So that'll once we confirm that, we'll just show that, hey, we're going to continue down, break through this 5 minute 200, and probably continue down at least this 24-hour volume area low, maybe even lower than that. So we'll have to kind of check out the targets as we continue. But that's kind of the TA for today. So upper time frames are looking a little neutral. We got the lower time frames, well, neutral to bearish, I guess, on the longer time frames. Lower time frames are still technically bullish, but starting to see that break off of the trend, and we're starting to break down, looking more and more bearish as we continue throughout the day. We'll see as we start to break down. We're kind of going to look for that breakdown of especially the 15 here. We're looking for that breakdown retest of that 200 here on the 5 minute. We'll watch for that retest, but we want to get 2 closes below the 200 retest on the 5 minute and then take that trade down is what I'm thinking the trade for the day, I guess, is going to be. So that's what I'm going to be watching for, honestly, as we continue on. We're going to go ahead and jump in and start up a battle plan. That'll kind of show us what we're looking at for today. Battle plan wise, we'll see if the battle box actually agrees with what I'm saying or if it's against it, and then we'll jump off the stream. Grab a little drink of coffee first. Alright, so the way that you make a battle plan, pretty simple. You're just going to go back to type it in here and you can say, let's make a battle plan. You probably could just say battle plan too. Really not a huge deal. But if you'd like a little more detailed version of the battle plan, or even the DMR actually, for that case, you can actually type make a trainable one, and it will actually give you a little more information on the levels that are there, why they're there, why it's saying this over that kind of thing. And another thing that's cool too is anything in the DMR, just feel free to ask the battle box about it. You could even ask us about it here on the channel, on the chat, in the chat, or even in any of our videos. We got in the comment section. We'll try to answer you as fast as we can, get back to you as fast as we can. So yeah, just throw them in there if you have any questions. But we did design the battle box to be an assistant essentially. So it's trying to help you kind of like learn like what is the market, like why is this level better than this level, like that kind of thing. Trying to educate you on the market. That's the whole point of the battle box. So asking it questions, just kind of like asking your teacher questions, like that's the whole idea of the battle box, just to help you kind of have something there with you constantly as you're trying to learn. It just helps you just learn a little faster. So just regardless, so we'll jump in here. So the battle plan, you basically got a couple different things. You got your different trade structures, you got your zones to be watching out for, different planes for longs versus shorts. You got your intraday battle scenarios, so things that could possibly happen as we're kind of looking through the charts, and then also some more level trading as well. Yeah, Kabroda AI trading, yeah, that's the way to do it. It's going to be the way of the future. AI's already, taking over stuff, so soon enough, everybody will be using AI to trade. And we do have one of the first AI indicators, if not the first in AI indicator. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Let's see, we got biases remains long, so yeah, we're still long. Like I said, we are still above the 200 and the 21, technically on the 15 and the 5 minute. So we are still technically long. We're looking long. The one thing that could happen too is this. So with the breakdown, like I was talking about, we could get that breakdown, looking for that 200 break, and then retest. We could actually not even go that far. We could reverse here, come down and retest this volume area high, and then get that breakout almost like yesterday. That's kind of how it happened right here on this chart. This candle right before, actually, well, on the 5 minute, the one right before we spiked was a retest down to the volume area high before we broke out. So it could be a similar situation here. We'll get that breakdown, retest the volume area high, and then break out. Is that 100% likely? I don't know. We're gonna have to watch it, like I said, see what happens. Really, trading's just a lot of like kind of watching for what move's gonna happen, playing a different couples. You kind of want to play both sides until you see one start to take off, and then you kind of just jump on the bandwagon and ride it off, So that's kind of what we're watching for here. But yeah, let's jump back in here and look at some levels. So if we do get that upside trade, here, long trade, we're gonna look at long, not triggers, we're looking for targets. Let's see. Okay, there they are. I only see them on the, I guess we'll look at the targets for the short first. So for the short, we got 86, 390 or 329. So 86, 329, that'd be about just below our 24-hour POC. And then we got 85, 305. So that'll be just above our 24-hour volume area low. And then we can continue deeper. Yeah, if we continue deeper, that'd be kind of crazy, but whoa, excuse me. More than likely, this 24-hour volume area low will be a pretty decent level if we do end up going down. So that'd be kind of where I'd be watching out for personally if I was looking to trade down. If we get that trade down here, that's where I'd be looking. That 85 305 level is kind of the target we'd be looking at, or the target I'd be looking at. For the upside though, if we do get that trigger to the upside, here we go. We're looking for 88 250 for the first target. That'll throw us right about at the 24-hour volume area high here. About half the move we've already kind of done. If we continued up 89 500, it would put us at the weekly volume area low, and then next up is that weekly POC, and then we could continue all the way up to that 91 400 or even the weekly volume area high if we really pushed it. But like I said, we gotta see what happens here. So see if we get that retest and that break up. And then I would be targeting probably one of these weekly levels here. That'd be kind of the target, especially this weekly POC, because if I remember right, there was a 200 or something right there as well. I don't remember what time frame it is on. I guess it's in the middle. This 4 hour is. Yeah, so it must have been the 4 hour. The 4 hour 200 is right in the middle of those two. So kind of a good area to target, just like right up here on these two. So I don't know, we'll see if we can get that up there. But that's kind of the scenario for today. So we'll see if we get that breakdown, break up. Right now we do technically have a 2 candle close above the 15-minute 200. Sorry, 15-minute, not even 15-minute. We have 2 candle close above our breakout zone. So we're looking for that retest on the volume area high, and then see if we can get that reversal there and continue to the upside. If not, then we're looking for that breakdown here, continue down to the 200 and get 2 candle closes below it, retest in the 5-minute, and then we'll take the down run there. And we set the targets already, but we got the 24-hour on the bottom side, 24-hour volume area low, and the 24-hour POC. And then on the top side, you got your 3 different weekly levels as targets. So your weekly volume area low, weekly POC, and then your weekly volume area high. Personally, though, like I said, be looking at the weekly POC and the weekly volume area low kind of range here for a trade. Be watching that 4 hour 200. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. So keep your eyes on the charts. Yeah, happy trading to y'all, and we will catch y'all next week on Monday, and we'll be on there Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll probably be gone taking Christmas off. So thank y'all for watching, and yeah, like I said, happy trading. We'll see y'all next week.